order with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Bellato.
Here.
Bellato here. Vieta.
Here.
Vieta here. Rita. Rita absent. Donahue. Donahue absent. Hawley.
Here.
Hawley here. Farnwell.
Here.
Farnwell here. Osling.
Here.
Osling here. Thompson. Thompson absent. Carr.
Here.
Carr here. Pittman. Pittman absent. Slattery. Slattery absent. Poulos.
Here.
Poulos here. Johnson. Johnson absent. Frausto. Frausto absent. 7 present, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. We move on to the presentation of general proceedings. I need a motion to approve the city council minutes for the date of January the 9th, 2018. Do I have a motion? Alvin Vieira, second by Alvin Hawley. Any questions? Roll call.
Bellato.
Aye.
Bellato, aye. Vieta.
Aye.
Vieta, aye. Hawley.
Aye.
Hawley, aye. Farnwell.
Aye.
Farnwell, aye. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, aye. Carr.
Aye.
Carr, aye. Poulos.
Aye.
Poulos, aye. Mayor Vargas.
Aye.
8 ayes.
Thank you very much. Would Mr. Kevin McCool to the podium, please? Chief, you want to join us? I'm going to have you stand over here. Name Chief right behind you. And then you're gonna repeat after me. I need you to raise your right hand, please. I state your name.
I, Kevin McCool,
Having been appointed
having been appointed
to the office of firefighter
to the office of firefighter
for the city of Blue Island,
for the city of Blue Island,
county of Cook,
county of Cook,
state of Illinois,
state of Illinois,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States of America
the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties
the duties
of the office
of the office
of the fire department
of the fire department
in the city of Blue Island,
in the city of Blue Island,
county of Cook,
county of Cook,
state of Illinois,
state of Illinois,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Mom?
Dad?
Let's give them a big another round of applause.
La familia. We'll send it to you. Take yours first and then. Is she supposed to be up here? She should. Yes. Now you're in trouble.
I think she should be over here.
There you go. All right, 2, 3 times. There you go. Thanks, okay.
Thank you. Congratulations again. Congratulations. Chief. Congratulations. Next, we're going to open it up to, again, to public comment. For anyone who wants to invite back to the position. So anybody?
Send me a request for the picture.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm sure you know me. My name is Candace Carr. My address is 12523 Fairview. I live here in Blue Island. I just wanted to set the record straight on something. On November the 14th, one of our citizens came up to the podium, Annette Alexander. She's a Girl Scout leader here in town. And she inquired of the mayor whether or not Carrie Horvath had been our city attorney before. And Mayor, I don't know if you recall, but you tried to avoid answering her question, and eventually you said he was our attorney for a short time. Well, the fact is, and I have a letter here from Olson and Sturck that says, of course, Carrie served almost 23 years as a city attorney, and our firm approximately 28 years representing the Civil Service Commission and doing other work on behalf of the city. I wanted to set the record straight that Carrie has not been our attorney for just a short time, and I think a lot of citizens who aren't familiar with, you know, maybe they haven't been to a lot of meetings, and even some of the more current aldermen may have been somewhat misled by the statement that you made.
Maybe I was misled as to the question because under our administration, it was a short period of time. Yes, he did work with the previous administration for those amount of years. So with us, for a short period of time.
Well, he's worked for the city of Blue Island for 23 years.
Thank you for the clarification. Anyone else? If not, we'll move on to board city officials. Ms. Nagel, are we ready? Yes, sir. Was it almost a month ago, Tom?
Yes, sir.
That the city of Blue Island received this prestigious award. I'm going to let him talk more in the details of what it encompassed. But again, we're proud of our public works department, all the men and women who work for that department. And I'm going to leave this into you as a segue and go.
Thank you, Mayor. So Jim Polstro is the Public Works Director, and Eric Alvarez is the engineer for Blue Island also. So here we're going to be talking about an award that the city won. It's called the American Public Works Association Southwest Branch Disaster and Emergency Construction Repair. And as you can see from this PowerPoint, it has a sewer collapse and a repair, and we're going to go in depth on it. The project's pretty amazing. We're just not saying because we did it, but I'm saying because of what was avoided on it. So approximately a year and a half ago, we were televising cleaning the sanitary sewer. Go back one.
Mr. Nagel?
Yeah. Sure.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks. And we identified that there was a hole in the sanitary sewer. This hole was approximately, and we couldn't get close enough to the hole with the camera to see to the side, to pronate the lens up there, to see how big the void was. So the hole was located right here in this location here in the left-hand turn lane on Irving and Gregory. And at this location here, we have a 5-lane cross-section, 2 going east, 1 left-hand turn lane, and 2 going west. 7-lane cross-section right up here on Western Avenue. Average daily traffic, 27,500 cars and trucks a day. And there's major truck traffic on this route. Bottom line, it's in the heart of Blue Island. If you're going to Blue Island, you're going to travel on 127th Street. This is a major road to the city. The city has to do everything it can to protect it. And at this time, we found out we had this void in the sewer pipe, and we were trying to define how big it was. Also, because it's a 42-inch sewer, it carries about 9,000 people's worth of sewage down to the point where that void was. And we know that if that sewer collapsed, 9,000 people will be without sewer service. It will be an environmental nightmare for the community. So, you know, because we couldn't get close to the void, we had to enter the manhole and go through and travel through the 42-inch sewer to quantify the size of the void. We hired a contractor called Aries, and Aries followed all the safety procedures and had a man enter the sanitary sewer. While the man was in the sanitary sewer, he had a GoPro on, and we could actually see what was going on and what he was seeing. When he got to the location of the void, he radioed back saying what the size was. We asked him, what was the size? He says it was 17 feet by 19 feet. And Jim Polster and I look at each other. We're standing in the middle of 127, and he's like, did he say the word feet or inches? And it turns out he said the word feet. So just so everybody can see, where I'm standing to the wall is 17 feet. It was a 17 feet circular column, and 19 feet is 2 stories tall. This was under 127th Street. This picture here shows that's the bottom of the pavement on 127th Street. And that 12-inch sewer belongs to this catch basin. There's nothing underneath this pavement. This pavement is not designed to bridge Okay, it's designed to have a stone base, obviously, on it. So this kind of tells you what it looked like, a side view. We had 19 foot down to where the bottom of the invert of the sewer was. We don't know how much it washed out below it, but we're just guessing on that. And we had 17 foot wide. And what's the scariest part here is that this was right over one of the eastbound lanes. So nothing was protecting it. So as soon as this was identified, Jim Postal went into emergency response mode. He called one of the largest trucks the city had, blocked off the road. We contacted IDOT. We got the employee out of the sewer as fast as we could. And then just so in the real world, how you see where it falls, there's where the 42-inch sewer is, the center line of 127th Street. That's where the void is. There's nothing protecting that soil. So we had to repair this in a hurry. As we said, that we're worried about the sewer collapsing, we're worried about the traffic jams associated with 127th Street. When this was going on, it was a lot of traffic. It was the middle of summer, it occurred on a Friday when everything was happening. One option we looked at was sewer lining. We're always doing sewer lining in the city of Blue Island. It's the most cost-effective way to maintain the sewers. What we're concerned here is that when you do sewer lining, you have to compress the liner against the walls of the sewer, and with the sewer already being compromised, it could have collapsed in on itself. If it collapsed in on itself, we have a much bigger problem now than we had when we started. The other option was the plain old open cut and replace. So because the pipe wasn't circular and it was brick, it's 120 years old, we have to build concrete collars around it like this. And in order to build this right, I would say that the size of the pit for this would probably be about 25 foot deep, 40 foot long, and probably around 20 foot wide. And so what it will look like, and it would take probably about 6 weeks to do this repair. The excavation zone would be right about there. The work zone would be right there. And we shut down the full eastbound lanes. So now we have 27,500 cars going one lane eastbound and one lane westbound. This could literally have backed up traffic on the I-57 exit ramps. We've seen that happen before if it got that bad. So that was discounted because of the cost and the time. So the way we decided to come up with it, the same method as doing a whiskey barrel or a wine barrel. You have the wooden staves holding in a circle. You have a steel band going around the outside and compressing it. Only with our method, we're doing it on the inside. If you look at this right here, here's where the jacks are that expand it. Here's where the wooden staves are. The void is back there. If you looked at the diagram before, we had sections of pipe that was decent that we could tie onto. So we started out with this, 19 feet by 17 feet. And then what we did is we put the wooden staves in across the 42-inch sewer. Each one of these staves are cut at an angle to match the perimeter and the diameter of the sewer. And then inside that, we put a steel expanding ring. We compressed the staves, and now we came up with a perfect form for it. We did a concrete backfill up to this point, which is about 12 inches above the top of the sewer. And then we did a low-strength concrete, which is called CLSM, from that point going up. And the reason we went with low-strength concrete because we knew that one day this road's going to be repaired, and they had to be able to excavate this area, so that's why I had to go with the low-strength concrete there. But the concrete was down where the sewer was. Okay, so when that was done, we removed the steel bands, we pulled out the wooden timbers, and we had this massive concrete wall covering the sewers. This is by far the strongest sewer in town the city has. We literally need dynamite to get this sewer out. Okay? So, what was the cool thing about this is that we minimized the impact on the road. All this work occurred between 3 16-inch diameter holes that were poured into the pavement above. This picture here is me laying on the ground taking a picture of a man's arm that's 20 feet down. The men who worked inside the sewers had to be encased in the sewers for safety because there could have been a soil collapse. And also the sewers were live while this was going on. So we didn't take any residents out of service. Everybody kept their sanitary sewer service. There wasn't any sanitary sewer overflows, and we kept the traffic flowing too. So, before and after. We started with this, and then approximately 13 days later we have this. At a cost of about $30,000. When the options on the table were $150,000 for a 6-week job, that would have been a traffic jam nightmare for the city. And then one thing we're really proud of, and this is like the worst case scenario, and I don't want to sound like I'm over dramatic here. This could easily have happened. This happened in 2004 in the city of Chicago on the south side. This sinkhole is about 10 foot deep. It's on a residential road. You can see where the sanitary sewage is piling up down the bottom. This, keep in mind, is 20 foot deep. This is on a road where cars and trucks, heavy trucks, are traveling 30, 35 miles an hour. I mean, it just sounded like a nightmare thinking about if cars fell in there and other cars cascaded on top. And the other thing too is we talked about how much sewage this sewer handled. I mean, if this sewer collapsed and we couldn't get sewage through it, we would have backups probably in about 200 homes looking like that. And these were residents who'd be coming home one day from work, and they'll like 200 residents will find their basement has now been saturated with sanitary sewer. And it was all avoided because of the quick action. And the reason it was all avoided because the city is vigilant on going forward and doing asset management to protect the sewers. They recognize that the three major assets the city has is the roads, sanitary sewers, and the water mains. And they are protecting it. And doing this type of work before it collapses is so much more cost effective than waiting for it to collapse and address it. And Jim Postro did an excellent job on it. The contractor did an excellent job. IDOT helped out a lot. It was a great team effort out there. And like I said, in 13 days, it was all done. And nobody got hurt. Everything turned out great. And we saved the city a ton of money, too. So.
Tom, do you want to mention the award that was received?
He has it in hand.
Yes, we're going to give it to the mayor right now. Jim's going to be handing it out.
Oh.
Yeah.
One with the lights on it?
Yes.
Thank you.
What I have in hand, it's entitled the American Public Works Association Chicago Metro Chapter Southwest Branch Public Works Project of the Year. Not of the week, of the year. Disaster or emergency construction / repair presented to the City of Blue Island for the 127th Street 42-inch sewer rehabilitation project 2018. And it mentions Tara Ovon, PE, President of Southwest Branch. Again, they had a big turnout, various municipalities, but we were the ones farthest north that received an award like this statewide in this branch. Again, we want to give big kudos to Robinson Engineering, our Public Works people, Mr. Postro, the whole team of Public Works, and the staff for averting a major disaster that could have happened in our backyard. Again, congratulations to Blue Island Public Works and Robinson Engineering. Let me take a picture of all of us. Eric, Jim, myself, and we'll do it right there. Again, I'm going to accept this on behalf of all the city workers, Public Works. Thank you very much. Congratulations again. Let me move on to mayor's announcements. Pardon me for my back. But there is an event, if I'm not mistaken, this coming Thursday. Over Mulatto, correct? Blue Island Public House regarding Burnham?
Yeah, the Calsac Trail.
Calsac Trail?
7 p.m.
It's a beer company.
Blue Island Beer Company.
Let me see if I can remember. A reminder to the council, the Burnham Award event happening this coming Thursday, January 25th at 5 p.m. at the Blue Island Beer Company. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, regarding Calsac Trail, we want to mention that. Mr. City Clerk, any business?
Yes, I need a motion to approve a request from the Blue Island Little League for their annual opening day parade on Saturday, April 21st, 2018 at 12 noon. We're also requesting to use the Annex from 7 a.m. to noon for pictures.
That's fine. We have a motion by Alderman Boyd, second by Alderman Hawley. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Bellato.
Aye.
Bellato, aye. Vieta.
Aye.
Vieta, aye. Hawley.
Aye.
Hawley, aye. Farnwell.
Aye.
Farnwell, aye. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, aye. Carr.
Aye.
Carr, aye. Kulos.
Aye.
Kulos, aye. Mayor Vargas.
Aye.
Mayor Vargas. 8 ayes.
Thank you. Anything else?
No, sir.
No bids?
No bids.
City Treasurer.
Yes, Your Honor. To inform the council, since we closed the 911 center, basically we're in the process of closing out the bank account, the line item bank account for the 911. If there's any further action to be taken, the council will be informed at that time. Secondly, we started the process with Mr. Mazel and Dave Meyer and a few other Lori and Finance Department to put the departments for the appropriation. And that's all for now.
Thank you very much. City Attorney? Committee reports, Community Development Committee?
Yes, Your Honor. Community Development Committee had a public hearing on December 7th and a meeting. The public hearing for variances for some signage was called to order at 7:02 p.m. Present were Alderman Hawley, Ostling, Thompson, and Frausto. Absent were Alderman Johnson, Bellato, and Rita. Also present were Angel Infante and Director Mike Marzell. There was no public comment regarding the variations for the signs at the following locations: Blue Island Fast Food, 3196 West 127th Street; Thornton's, 12052 Western Avenue; and Oxford Insurance, 12125 Western Avenue. The committee had considered the signs, and some adjustments were made to the designs prior to this meeting already. So the findings of fact, after the hearing and considering the materials presented, the committee found that each applicant's plans were substantially consistent with design guidelines. The exterior design features were suitable. They will not be detrimental to the harmonious and orderly growth of the city, and the exterior design features of the sign will not cause substantial depreciation in property values. So it was moved by Alderman Ostling and seconded by Alderman Thompson to grant the variations for all three of the signs. All were in favor, and the motion passed. Under new business, we received the building and planning report for November 2017. Revenues for the month of November were $40,421.59. Total revenue for through November was $597,736. There were 241 residential inspections and 8 housing court summons issued. A sign application from Corona Title, 13012 Western Avenue, was reviewed. It was moved by Alderman Frausto and seconded by Alderman Ostling to approve the application. All were in favor, and motion passed. A sign application from the Blue Island Industrial Building, 3500 West 127th Street, was reviewed. After discussion, requests for changes will be brought back to the owners, and a new design is requested. No action was taken. Under Alderman concerns, Alderman Frausto again complained about garbage cans being left out on Old Western Avenue and never being brought in after garbage day. Mr. Infante said again he would go down there and talk to them. Alderman Frausto also asked about the status of the vacant building, the facade that had fallen off on Old Western. He was asking if possibly the city could contact the owner and check on the status and what their plans are, and he offered to help make contact with the owner of the building. There being no further business, it was moved by Alderman Ostling and seconded by Alderman Frausto to adjourn, and the meeting was adjourned at 7:48. The next meeting was on January 4th, and our next meeting coming up is on February 8th.
Thank you. Anything else?
Nope.
Finance Committee?
Finance meeting was called to order January 16th. Members present: Alderman Hawley, Frausto, Farnwell, Thompson, Vieira, and Ostling. Also present: Treasurer Bellato, Lori Brown, Deputy Chief of Finance, Mike Marzal, Director of Finance and Administration, Mark Miller, Project Coordinator, Dan McLaughlin from Blue Island Industrial, Dwayne Schroeder from Schroeder Pallets, and Evelyn Rezo from Jose Pallets. No public comment. The following has been approved by the Finance Committee. A resolution approving the application of the Blue Island Industrial LLC requesting Cook County 6B real estate tax incentive classification for the property located at 3500 127th Street. That's the old G&W plant. A roll call vote was taken to approve. Alderman Thompson, no. Frausto, yes. Vieira, yes. Hawley, yes. And Farnwell, yes. Motion carried. I make a motion to City Council.
A motion, there's a second. Alderman Farnwell. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Bellato.
Aye.
Bellato, aye. Vieira.
Aye.
Vieira, aye. Hawley.
Aye.
Hawley, aye. Farnwell.
Aye.
Farnwell, aye. Ostling.
Aye.
Ostling, aye. Carr.
No.
Carr, no. Poulos.
Aye.
Poulos, aye. Vargas.
Aye.
Vargas, aye. 7 ayes, 1 no.
So resolution. Majority vote of those present does not create liability against the city, so it can pass. Members of the council, that resolution does not create a liability against the city, so it can be adopted with the majority of the members of the council voting for its purpose.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, Alderman.
Approval of agreement and resolution with Constellation as the city's electric supplier for 48-month term starting in July 2018. This was the low bid with a savings of $125,424 over a 4-year period. I make a motion to City Council to approve.
There's a motion, is there a second by Alderman Viera? Any questions? Roll call, please.
Bellato.
Aye.
Bellato, aye. Vieta.
Aye.
Vieta, aye. Holly.
Aye.
Holly, aye. Farnwell.
Aye.
Farnwell, aye. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, aye. Carr.
Aye.
Carr, aye. Kulos.
Aye.
Kulos, aye. Vargas.
Aye.
Vargas, aye.
The next is an enter into an agreement and resolution with Kasperic Company for year-end consulting services. I make a motion to City Council to approve.
There's a motion, is there a second by Alderman Holly? Any questions? Roll call, please.
Bellato.
Aye.
Bellato, aye. Vieta.
Aye.
Vieta, aye. Holly.
Aye.
Holly, aye. Farnwell.
Aye.
Farnwell, aye. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, aye. Carr.
Aye.
Carr, aye. Kulos.
Aye.
Kulos, aye. Mayor Vargas.
Aye.
Mayor Vargas, 8 ayes, you're right.
For the council's benefit, those last two resolutions did create a monetary liability with respect to the city, so they required 8 votes in affirmative.
Got it, thank you.
The next is entering into an agreement and resolution with Warner, Rogers, Doran, and Russin LLC for financial consulting services. This was tabled for further review. The next is approval of accounts payable for January 24th, 2018 in the amount of $284,270.50. I make a motion to City Council to approve.
There's a motion, is there a second by Alderman Bellato? Any questions? Roll call, please.
Bellato.
Aye.
Bellato, aye. Vieta.
Aye.
Vieta, aye. Holly.
Aye.
Holly, aye. Farnwell.
Aye.
Farnwell, aye. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, aye. Carr.
Aye.
Carr, aye. Kulos.
Aye.
Kulos, aye. Mayor Vargas.
Aye.
Mayor Vargas, aye. 8 ayes, you're right.
Next is the motion for the payroll for January 12th, 2018 in the amount of $422,011.30. I make a motion to City Council to approve.
There's a motion, is there a second by Alderman Viera? Any questions? Roll call, please.
Bellato.
Aye.
Bellato, aye. Vieta.
Aye.
Vieta, aye. Holly.
Aye.
Holly, aye. Farnwell.
Aye.
Farnwell, aye. Osling.
Aye.
Osling, aye. Carr.
Aye.
Carr, aye. Kulos.
Aye.
Kulos, aye. Mayor Vargas.
Aye.
Mayor Vargas, aye. 8 ayes, you're right.
No further business. The meeting was adjourned at 8 o'clock. Our next meeting is February 6th, 2018, 7 p.m. East Annex.
Thank you very much. Public Health and Safety Committee?
No report, Your Honor. Our next meeting will be February the 13th, in the East Annex at 6 o'clock.
Thank you very much. Municipal Services Committee? No report. Judiciary Committee?
No report, Your Honor. We met last night. I'll have minutes to present at the next city council meeting. Our next meeting is scheduled, would normally be scheduled for Monday, February 19th, but that is President's Day. We're rescheduling either for February 12th or February 26th, and we'll figure it out next
You
week.
let us know. Thank you very much. Any automatic announcements or comments? If not, I need a motion for adjournment. There's a motion by Alderman Bellato, second by Alderman Poulos. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.